Cape Cod Broadcasting weaves the listening environments of 99.9 WQRC, Ocean 104.7, WFCC Classical 107.5, Cape Country 104, and CapeCon.com's website experience to reflect the lifestyles of the people who live, work, and play on Cape Cod. We hope that you enjoy this podcast.
I'm Laura Reckford, and this is Sunday Journal. I'm here in the studio with Ollie DiMacedo, Executive Director of Plymouth's Thanksgiving festivities, which are called America's Hometown Thanksgiving Celebration. Plymouth is a special place to celebrate the holidays, and he'll tell us all about the highlights. Ollie, thank you so much for being here today.
It's my pleasure.
There are so many different events going on in Plymouth this time of year. How did this event all get started? I know we were talking before the show that it started with just the parade and now it's really expanded.
Yeah, it has. I inherited it, so to speak, about 15 years ago, I guess. And there was a parade, a typical parade with drum and bugle corps and different things. And when we inherited, we took it in a different direction. I mean, I have a real passion for America, so to speak. I am an immigrant. And so I have just a fondness of just how great this land still is. And so for me, any opportunity to really brag on the greatness of America, I kind of took it and I'm passionate about it. So we've changed really to a really historical parade. And the unique thing about our parade is that it's chronologically correct. For example, we start at the very beginning from even before the Pilgrims with the Native Americans, and we do different periods and times in American history, 16th century, 17th century, 18th century. And all our floats depict a specific time and moment in history that the nation paused and gave thanks. Obviously Thanksgiving. So we take a lot of pride in that, and most people who come to our event, it's different. It is nothing like you've ever thought about a parade, though it has all the elements of a parade that you'd enjoy. But it has another dimension which really brings the fullness and the richness of this great land. And that's what we like to tell. We want people to leave our event not only feeling great about America, feeling great about the whole family atmosphere and all that Thanksgiving brings, and at the same time, enjoy themselves and get educated. It's just, there's so many things. And I tell people, until you experience our event, you cannot understand why people flock from all over the country and world to come to our event every, weekend before Thanksgiving.
And I want to back up just a moment because, again, before the show we were talking, and you're actually the brother of the newly elected state senator, Vinny DiMacedo. And as you said, you're an immigrant and you're a businessman in Plymouth. So, again, give us a little bit of your background.
Well, yes, I am. I'm very proud for my brother. I'm very happy for him. He's a hardworking, honest, straight, and, I've been involved in politics myself for years. And it's so seldom do you have someone who legitimately, is what you see. And so I'm very happy for Vinny. Both Vinny and I, as you know, we immigrated here to the United States back in 1966. I was 7 years old. Vinny was 6 months. And the reason why I do what I do, especially with the event, it's totally time-consuming. It's a year. I run several businesses, so it takes a lot of time away from not only my businesses but really from my family as well, is that I am so appreciative and I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that I live in America. And I think it's probably most immigrants' story, and most people feel the same. Once you've been here and you've lived here a while, you realize, man, what a blessed place it is. So for me, I never served in the military. I've been a public servant. Obviously, I've been a selectman in the town of Kingston for many years. The only way I could really give back in a meaningful way to this great land I love is to tell its story and to highlight its greatness and to highlight all the things that separate us from every other country in the world. So that's why I do what I do. And I do it with passion because I think it's that important for people to know. I want my kids to know. I want my kids to understand. I want my kids to realize what a privilege it is to be here in America.
Now, it's called America's Hometown Thanksgiving Celebration, but as we were talking about, it started as just the parade. Now it's really a 5-day event. Tell us, how long has the parade been going, and when did it turn into a whole weekend and more than a weekend worth of events?
Well, it's kind of evolved over the years, and we've added different things, and we have the New England Food Festival, which takes place, during and after the parade. It's fantastic. You have a flavor, all different restaurants, local restaurants throughout the area. and it's packed with people and things. There's so many things to do. There's all kind of different food vendors, the usual things you would see in a huge festival type of thing. Of course, the parade brings so much to it because it's the highlight of the weekend is the Grand Parade. The floats is one of our hallmark things. You need to come and see it. I mean, go to our website, usathanksgiving.com, and peruse the floats, peruse some of the things we do. It's different. We have a very high standard, very high bar. They're legitimate floats. They're not pulled by trucks. They're actual floats that float down the street. We take a lot of pride and effort, and I love it. I mean, I design all the floats. I build most of them. So to me, it's I get to be a little artistic, so to speak. At the same time, I get to tell America's story. So that's really, really neat. But in company with that, we do a whole concert series that start on Friday night. Friday night we have a special concert series which we honor the veterans, and we do it every year. And this year we have Tops in Blue, which is the top United States Air Force military entertainment group. They go throughout the whole entire world, Germany, Afghanistan, Iraq, and they're coming to Plymouth to honor our veterans, to perform for them. It's great. It's free to every veteran in the area. You can come. It's free. There's 1,500 seats there on Friday nights, but we'll take as many as we can, standing room only usually. But it's fantastic, and we honor the men and women that have done so much that I can enjoy what I enjoy and what you can enjoy. I think it's important. So we do that, and that will always be, as long as I'm the director, we will honor the veterans. And we do that in the parade as well with different floats to depict different branches of the military. It's always a moving thing that we have there, and we do it because we think it's important and we think it's something we need not forget. And then, from the concert series, we have this year we have a street festival on Friday night prior to the concert. And we're partnering with the 400 organization, which is going to be the 2020, which will be the anniversary of 400 years of being in America, Pilgrims Coming. And we're getting together and we're doing an Illuminate ceremony early afternoon on Friday after, I think, 4:30 it starts, where we're going to be doing the Illuminate in partnership with Plymouth, England, because Plymouth, England's where the Mayflower left to come to Plymouth, Mass. And we're doing that, so there'll be illumination ceremony at 4:30 at the waterfront. Then that will continue on to a street festival along Court Street with all the different shops, and there'll be different entertainers along the sidewalks entertaining people. So it'll be a nice stroll, so to speak, and all leading up to the free concert. And then, of course, Saturday morning, we have the Grand Parade, we have the food festival, we have all the different activities going on. We have the historic village in Brewster Garden, which is right by the little stream there. And what we do is we have different encampments of all different periods of American history, from the Revolutionary time to the Pilgrims' time, to the Native Americans, to World War I. And they have little encampments, and you get to role play with these different reenactors, and you feel like you're going back in time. It's called Portal to the Past. And it's a great way for your kids to see all the different periods in time in history that was significant and, tells America's story. That goes on all day on Saturday and part of Sunday as well. And then, of course, after that on Saturday night, we have the Drum and Bugle Corps reunion concert, which is great. If you love Drum and Bugle Corps, you cannot miss this. As a matter of fact, they come from all over the country to be there because it is the best of the best. It's unbelievable how well-trained, how well-disciplined, and how incredibly good these musicians are. And if you love drum corps and you're in drum corps world, come. It's Saturday night. You can go on our website. You can get tickets for that if you want. And it's a really wonderful thing.
I'm Laura Reckford, and this is Sunday Journal. We're talking about the Thanksgiving activities in Plymouth called America's Hometown Thanksgiving Celebration. It's a 5-day period of activities in Plymouth. And, of course, the huge event that we've been talking about is the parade. Give us an overview, Ollie, of if I'm going to the parade for the first time, what time do you go? Where do you park? Where's the best viewing for the parade?
Okay, I'll do that as soon as you let me tell you just the last two things that I don't want people to miss out on because there's so many things. On Sunday, we have the farmers market. And it's a more relaxed atmosphere. And we're partnering with the Plymouth Farmers Market. So if people want to shop prior to Thanksgiving, because it's still 3 or 4 days, it's all natural, all great foods you can buy. There's all different things. There's a crafts fair that's going on at the same time. There's music playing. So many things to see and do. It's a more relaxed atmosphere. It's not mobbed with people like Saturday is. But it's really fun, and you can shop. You can get all your cranberries, you can get cranberry sauce, you can get honey, fresh honey, you can get all the things you need, fruits and vegetables, all locally grown. That's all part of the weekend on Sunday. And then I want to also just mention one other thing that we've added this year, because it's a 5-day event. And on Monday and Tuesday, we have, coming from South Carolina, a group that will be performing. It's called Voyage of 1620. And I've seen this play, and it's a drama. It's a 2-hour play. It is so worth – anyone who lives in Massachusetts needs to see this play. The way I describe it, I know I've been in Plymouth, most of my life. I've gone to Plymouth Plantation. I used to go to the wax museum that was there. And you all hear the story about the Pilgrims coming to America. I have never seen a reenactment or a drama that puts such humanity to the Pilgrims' plight and why they actually came here. And it really, I don't know, resonated with me, maybe because I'm an immigrant, but it resonated just really. They left because they were being persecuted. There was tyranny in England. It's really a great story, and I think everyone should just see that. And that's Monday and Tuesday. We have a matinee also for school-age kids, but that's going to be phenomenal as well.
Now, are there prices on some of these things?
Yes, there is. The Veterans Concert is free of charge, but the Drum and Bugle Corps, there's charges to it. Go on our website, usathanksgiving.com. And you can get the prices, and you can order tickets right online. And also, there are prices for the Voyage 1620. But if you ever really want to understand your area, especially in Cape Cod and Plymouth and South Shore, it's a must-see thing, and it's great for the whole family to see. But I'm going to tell you about the parade now, right?
Sounds good.
If you want to come to the parade, obviously you want to come as early as you can. It was years ago, I would always worry about if people were going to show up, and, it'd be getting to be 10 o'clock, and it's like, oh, are they going to come? Nowadays, people show up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get their little spot and claim their territory. So come early. Use exit 6 and 5, the best way to access the different parking areas. It's basically it's a free-for-all. Find your parking. Or park in some areas you have to walk a little ways, but it's well worth the challenge of getting parking and then getting to our location. The waterfront. So many things happen at the waterfront. There's an opening ceremony. There'll be entertainment in the opening ceremony. We do a lot of different things there. It is packed with people, but it's fun while you wait for the parade to come through. But you can, go on. I think there's a map on our website, again, usathanksgiving.com, and you can see all of that and get directions to it. It's really simple. From the Cape, it's really easy over the bridge to exit 6 and 5, and coming north or west, exact same thing once you hit Route 3. But it's just a fun-filled, packed weekend with so many things for every person in your family that has different likes, dislikes. Music, if you like music, you love it. If you like parades, you like the parade. If you like floats and craftsmanship, you love that. If you love crafts, it's there. We have everything, and it's become, and I don't want to brag or anything, but it's become one of the nation's, places to be and to go for Thanksgiving. And we've been awarded all kinds of different awards on a national scale, and we're proud of it because we're just Plymouth. It's just a little tiny town, but we, more than anyone, ought to be bragging and exclaiming the whole concept of Thanksgiving that started right here in our shores in Plymouth, Mass.
And now, is there plenty of parking for the parade? Where should people go will there be any problem parking that day?
There shouldn't be problem parking. It's, basically, it's all the side streets in downtown Plymouth. I know people, but people love it, and they, people aren't upset. They enjoy it. There's parking. It's parking all the way up on Route 44. Some of the plazas, people can park there. And then, exit 7 with all those shopping plazas and stuff. And there's many places. And also, there's going to be shuttle. There's going to be a train service from Boston, to Plymouth, Mass. as well. Once you get off the train, it's all within walking distance. It's not close, but it's worth it. But you'll find parking. There's plenty of parking all over the place in Plymouth. You can park in the Plantation parking lot and come over to the waterfront. But it's worth it. Anything you go through, it's worth it. And I can tell you a quick example. I know we're running out of time, but I met a couple last year from Sandwich, actually, and we send out like a flyer to like 100,000 homes prior to, and the woman had the flyer in her hand. She came up to me, and she introduced herself, and she says, she's are you the director? I said, yes. And she said, you know what? She goes, I just happened to get this in, I guess, the Reporter or the whatever it is in Sandwich, and we never even knew this was going on. She goes, this is unbelievable. And that's what most people say when they come to an event, because most people are unaware that an event this big, this large, this significant is going on right in our backyards, but it is, and it's worth it. It's something that I think that not everyone in this area ought to experience at least once, but I think everybody in the country ought to experience one time.
And you were telling me that there's a reason why this parade is not on the day of Thanksgiving that's very personal to how you think about the holiday. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the reason why we do it on Saturday is, for me, obviously, my family has been a tradition forever. I mean, the Thanksgiving Day is we all come together. We have a large family, and aunts, uncles, whatever. And it's always been a time. And even this year, my sister happens to be in the UK. She's in London, but she's coming home for Thanksgiving, obviously. And we get together and we celebrate that. And I just wanted to have a time, and I think it's important that Thanksgiving gets set aside. Not to shop, not to do all those things, but just to be with your family, enjoy your family, and look around and say, man, we're blessed, and we're grateful for this. Each one of us are grateful for different things, and I'm grateful and thankful for all those different things, and part of that is family to me. And so I never wanted for people to say, oh, should we go to the parade, or should we go to Aunt Sue's or Aunt Bet or Grandma, Franny's house? And I want people on Thanksgiving Day to be able to go to those places, to be with their families, and enjoy, I think, which is not only the cornerstone of America, but the things that are most important to most Americans, that's family. And so we have it the weekend before specifically for that reason. We want people to cherish the time with their families on Thanksgiving Day. And
in the last minute, anything else you'd like to add about the event?
Well, all I can tell you is that, it is probably one of the best things you'll go to this year if you come. I invite you, personal guests, you come and introduce yourself to me. We love having people. Plymouth is a welcoming place. Plymouth is a home to Thanksgiving. It's a home to the beginning of America. It's so many levels, historically, morally, religiously. There's so many different things there. And we're so proud to be able to welcome everyone to Plymouth, Mass., where Thanksgiving began, and to really brag on a great land that we all live in, and that's called America.
Ollie DiMacedo, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, you're very, very welcome.
I'm Laura Reckford, and this is Sunday Journal.
This podcast is a presentation of Cape Cod Broadcasting, which is solely responsible for its content. Thank you for listening. For more information, please visit us at capecodbroadcasting.com.